Hello guys, well it's time for the next segment and I've actually made some notes so I don't forget shit because I realized that I forgot a couple things, I forgot to mention a couple things, so I made a little notepad to go over them. So I thought I'd do a little review of what has happened so far because we're only about halfway there. So let me look at something here. Okay. Okay, well first, we start off. Yeah, let's start off, let's give me a little, what do you call it, precursor to what happened. You know, um, in college, well no, let's go back when I first started school. Okay, I first started school at Indiana University of Pennsylvania after I graduated from Fairview High School in Erie. So I go to Indiana University of Pennsylvania. And my parents take me in an all-guys dormitory. So, a little bummed with that, but whatever. Well, there's an upperclassman who just doesn't like me for some reason. So he decides to pick on the skinny new freshman kid. So I'm coming home from class one day. And I lived on the third floor of War Hall. And I'm walking up the stairs. I'm walking to my room because I lived way down the hall on the left. And this guy, I forget his name was, but he's big, like, he's not that, like big muscle, just kind of overweight. It's a stocky dude. Played rugby, so we thought he was shit. And he gives me an elbow, knocks me to the floor. And I'm like, what the hell, man? I was like, you want to start something? I'm like, if you had a problem with me, let's go outside and solve it. He's like, okay, I'll kick your ass. And I'm like, alright, bro. So we walk downstairs, downstairs, there's a door there. And he turns around, he's like, alright, let's go, buddy. So I give him one shot, break his nose, knock him out, and that's the end of it. But I found out we both, kicked out of all campus housing for the rest of the year. So, this is only like October of my freshman year of college. I've been away for a month and a half. So I had an upperclassman who was a friend of mine from high school, Kevin Knapp. He was the Sigma Phi Epsilon fraternity's house manager. So he sent me up there for the rest of the year. And now for the rest of the fall term, they didn't have any extra rooms, so they just had a spare closet for me to sleep in. So I would keep my bed and a couple things in the closet. I'd keep all my clothes and stuff in Kevin's room in the frat house. I was a frat closet boy for a semester. Crazy. But anyway, one of the brothers graduated, so I got to actually share a room up on the top floor with my other brothers for the spring. Which was cool. I was doing a lot better. I was going to class, getting grades, getting better grades. Even met a girl, Mary Cowallace. I liked her. She was nice. She was a little blonde girl from Conneaut Lake, which is about a half hour south of Erie. So, the spring was doing a lot better. I was getting my grades up. But then, of course, I said, well, mom and dad wouldn't pay for school, so I took her off and went in the Marine Corps. When I came back, I went back to IUP. I met some fantastic friends. I still have my one best buddy, Jason Martin. I still talk to him today. In fact, he just came down and was at Hilton Head with his family for vacation this past summer. And I drove down and visited him for Friday and Saturday. It was the first time I had seen him since, I can't remember, a long time. But it was nice because we stayed in contact through all these years. So Jason's a great guy. Let's go look at my notes here. Okay. Well, I still got to mention my roommate Sean. I still don't talk to him, but he was pretty cool. I think he's a chiropractor now, which kind of fits his personality because he was always, he was like a little like snake oil salesman, if you know what I mean. But whatever. And Tim Winger, was our other friend, he was Jason's roommate. Timmy was cool. And then Jim was the kid that was in the accident with me. He was our little stoner buddy. But I'm surprised he doesn't remember anything because he was always. Anyway, we won't talk about that. But let's see what else we got here. Oh yeah. It's kind of funny. When I went back to IUP and I met Jason and the guys, we were out one night going to a party, and I was telling them a story of my freshman year getting in the fight and all that stuff. Well, lo and behold, this guy comes up, looks at me, he's like, "Hey man, that was my brother. I'm gonna kick your ass." And I was like, "Alright dude, I'm telling them I'm a Marine now and all that shit, but pretty much I beat the shit out of him too." But, you know, I'm not proud of it, but hey, if you come and attack me, I'm gonna defend myself, so. I was just like, man, I beat your whole family's ass. You're a bunch of glass Joes. So, okay, that's what I've got. Okay. Yeah. Then, of course, you know, that March I get in the accident, and a little something I forgot to mention was that Saturday morning, I was going home to do those interviews. Well, my brother's high school, Erie Cathedral Prep, was playing Kobe Bryant's high school. I think it was Lower Marion or something like that, for the state championship in basketball. So my dad got the call that I was in an accident. He let my middle brother Tommy go to the game, and him and my youngest brother Matthew hightailed it home to, you know, find out what's going on with me in the hospital. So I shared a day with Kobe Bryant because when on the day I almost died, he won the state championship in basketball. And it's kind of funny now because he's gone and I'm still here. So that's a little something to what you, a little something for you to think about. Okay. Now, when I went to Edinburgh, you know, like I said, I started working in the fitness center, you know, so kind of continued my rehab and really kickstarting it. And like I said, this was cool. They had taken an indoor racquetball court. You know, all racquetball courts are indoor, right? Anyway, they had taken a racquetball court and made it into a rock wall. Where there were three walls in there. They had, one was straight up and down, one was kind of angled, and then another one that was halfway, like going inverted, coming at you, and half it was like a cliff. It had a little part where it came out towards you and back up. So, and like I said, I spent so many hours in there, you know, trying to re-strengthen my left side and just get stronger, and you know, it helped me so much, and I loved it. I thought it was so much fun. I spent hours in there. And like another thing I did, you know, when I got discharged, you know, like I said, when I did discharge me, I was just on a walker in a cane, and I was kind of like, you know, okay. So I forced myself, and I have been rehabbing myself for the past 27 years. I have never stopped working out or strengthening myself or trying to find out ways to get my abilities back. Because, I mean, shit, I was a United States Marine before. I could do pretty much anything I wanted to do. You know? Not anything, but, you know, I wasn't afraid to try anything. I was pretty athletic. I mean, I played football, basketball, and baseball in high school, so I was an athlete, so to speak. I mean, you kind of had to be to go in the Marines. And, oh yeah, when I was living in South Carolina, Now, back when I was a senior in high school, my senior year, our football team, we won the District 10 championship. And then we also went all the way to the state semifinals. Now, our school had never even won district before. And our coach, Jack Beswick, had been there since like the early 70s. When he retired after our year, we kind of sent him out with a bang. We won him his first District 10 title. We didn't want to win the county league, but unfortunately we had a couple mishaps. And we ended up losing the title by one game to Corey Beers, but that's alright. We sent Jack out with a bang because, like I said, we went all the way to the Western Championship, state semifinals. We lost to a Pittsburgh team, which is understandable because we were just a little double-A school up in Erie, Pennsylvania. We didn't have the kind of students to come to draw from like Pittsburgh schools do, but whatever. I think we could have won a little if we had a different game plan, but oh well, we had a great season. And that's another thing I have to thank my father for. Now, during the playoffs, he organized a bus for the parents and any students that wanted to go to the games. We had a separate school bus for the fans to come to all of our away playoff games, which was cool. And then after the season, Dad organized this celebration party for us at our local church, Holy Cross Church in Erie, in Fairview, Pennsylvania. We had they made a big highlight video for us and everything. It was awesome. It was cool. Like I said, Dad was amazing, and still is to this day. Cause wait till you hear this. Okay, so I'm in South Carolina. I'm working for Dad, and I'm working at Red Lobster as a host, and I'm living in my own little apartment. And now the 20-year anniversary of our senior year, our championship season is coming up. Maybe it was a 10-year. Yeah, it was a 10-year. It was 2000. Let's see. Our senior year was 1992. That was our senior football season. So it was 2002. Yeah, 2002. I just had to drive back to Erie and picked out the, I can't remember, just one of the weeks I picked out. And so I went back and I organized as many guys as I could to come to the game. And they had a little ceremony for us commemorating our senior year championship season. So I drove all the way home from South Carolina to Erie, Pennsylvania, which is like a 12-hour trip, I think. 12 hours. 10 or 12-hour trip. But if you had ever seen the movie Wrong Turn, you'll understand this. Now this is back before they had GPSs and all that other stuff. So I had to pretty much navigate my way home back to Erie from South Carolina just using a map. Well, I'm going through West Virginia at nighttime, and there's a construction, so I have to take a detour. Well, I get lost. I'm like, what the hell? So I'm trying to swear. I'm seeing flashbacks of the scene Wrong Turn, the movie that came out a long time ago, where Paul Walker was in it, and him and his buddies are taking a trip. And they have to go through West Virginia. They get stranded. And they get chased by cannibalistic mountain men. That was crazy. But I'm having visions of that as I'm going through West Virginia in the middle of the night. I'm like, okay, where the hell am I going? But I eventually found my way. And I made it back to Erie for the game and the celebration. So it was kind of cool. Now, let's see what else we got. Oh yeah, while I'm there for the weekend, I also see one of my best friends from childhood, Damien Hayes. And, well, first, okay, and then I see Damien. We end up going to Facebook notification. We end up going to what's that place called? Eden Park. Eden Park. That was a restaurant we used to like to hang out in high school. So we're there, and we see another former student come in, and it's this kid, Carl Gordon. And he looks at me and he's like, "Man, I thought you were dead." You know, like, no, I'm still here, dude. You can't kill me off that easy. But that was kind of cool. You know. Just another example of how I defied the odds. So, but yeah, one thing Damien said, he was like, you know, with all the stuff you've been through your life, with everything that's happened to you, you're like the comeback kid. You find your way out of all the trouble and things that have happened to you. And I'm like, yeah, man, I figured out a way to keep going, figure out a way to keep living, to overcome any obstacles. So then I go back to South Carolina, and then I eventually end up moving to Texas. You know, oh yeah, okay, another thing, before I started my physical therapy jobs, while I was working at the fitness center at the YMCA, I wanted to find another way to generate a little more income. So once I had passed my personal trainer's test, I got myself a little storage unit that was like just down the street from the Y. And I rented out a unit, and I did little personal training sessions in there. And I was actually doing pretty good with it for a while. And one of my favorite clients was a guy named Ethan Esty. He lived by the Y. But it was just him and his mother because his dad had passed away. And Ethan, I think he had a brain tumor or something. So he was disabled too. And the poor guy, I mean, he was about the same age as I was. And he had never left the house, never gone on his own. It happened to him when he was a kid. So he was homebound ever since. So his mother brought him to the Y one day, you know, looking for him help. So someone would help her out. Because she was stuck, you know, taking care of him by herself once his older brothers moved out and got married and started their lives. So I agreed, you know, I'd go over there and, you know, train him, whatever. Well, I tried to, you know, train him for a while, and then as he was making improvements and getting stronger, he was very, he just wanted to do stuff himself, and he ended up hurting himself a couple of times, but we ended up stopping the personal training, and I just, you know, come over for a couple hours while his mom actually went out with friends, and we were able to get away for a little bit. So I did that for a while too. But like I